everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that I'm finally able to say that. If you guys watched my very first video that I posted on my YouTube channel, Hollywood Makeup Artistry, it was where I turned myself into the Grinch for the James Charles casting call video. So today I decided to create this Peppermint Mocha Queen makeup look. I think it turned out pretty good. I just really wanted to do a look based on one of my favorite holiday drinks, which is the Peppermint Mocha. This is primarily what I will be posting on my channel because this is what I love to do the most. So if you really like to see fun, different characters with the twist using special effects, just subscribe to my channel and you'll be able to see a lot more. So today for the actual peppermint swirl, I of course am going to use one of my favorite and one of my only body paint palettes. This is the Maron Paradise palette. I absolutely love this thing and it's a little loved, so don't judge me. This palette is amazing. It is water activated paint, so you do have to work in layers as you're probably going to see me do, but once it dries down in between each layer of application, it really looks great. It has great pigmentation and it lasts for a really long time until you physically have to wash it off. Because I am going to be using water activated paints, I think I want to go ahead and do the top portion of my face first, just in case I have any fallout or anything like that with the eyeshadow. I don't want it to mess up the precise line work of the peppermint swirl that I have to do on the lower half of my face. For the top portion of my face, I am going to be just going in with the normal foundation. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define foundation. I absolutely love this. I've been using it for quite some time now. I guess I could have drawn on my drips after this part, but that's okay. Trial and error. I've never done this look before. My skin is just so dry and flaky and my lips are really going through it, so I don't have the best skin ever for makeup, but we must proceed. For my concealer, I am using the Morphe concealer. If I can figure out how, I will go ahead and put in a reference photo right here as far as the makeup look that I am going for. I, of course, you guessed it, you got it right, I am going to be using my Morphe X James Charles palette. Okay, I'm back. The brows are on. Thank goodness for that. For the brows, I use one of my favorite, all-time favorite brow pencils. This is the ColourPop Brow Boss. Now, I'm not much of a high-end gal, so I've never used the Anastasia Brow Wiz or the Benefit My Brow, I think is what it's called, or Ka-Brow or something like that. But if you are in the market for a good, inexpensive brow pencil, I highly recommend the ColourPop ones or the brow pencils from e.l.f. I really like both of those. So I'm just gonna start off by this really light, almost poopy brown shade. Sorry, James, no shade there. And I am just going to put that in my crease. So I think I'm gonna dip into the orange shade. I don't have any of the names anymore. I lost the little pamphlet thing. I'm gonna use the same brush and go right in with this True Red shade and put it right in the crease too. It's all about building and blending and building and blending. Yes. I'm going to take a smaller, more defined brush on one of these darker mocha brown shades. And I think I am planning on doing a cut crease just because I think they look the best for photographs. So I'm just going to focus that just right as close to the crease as I can, just to create some more depth. So I look a little bit different. I wasn't exactly exactly sure how I was planning on wanting to do the eye look, so I just did this one off camera, and it's not how I was planning, but I don't hate it. So what I did, I'm going to show you on this side, is I did a cut crease, and then I just went in with one of the James Charles shades. It's just like a burgundy soft glittery shade, and because I'm going with more of a royal queen look, I thought it was kind of fitting. So if you're not familiar with a cut crease, what I like to do, I think it's the simplest way of doing a cut crease, at least on yourself, is just putting a little bit of concealer on the back of your hand. Again, this is the Morphe concealer. Then you just take kind of a round, flat eyeshadow brush. You dip it into the concealer. You want to pick up a pretty good amount so that it's wet. And then all I do is just put the concealer right on the lid, and then I look up. And you can see it kind of created a line there, which will give you a good preface as to where it is your creases, I suppose. But this is kind of what you'd want to go for, because this will help to open up your eye as well, just having a nice crease being defined up into the lid. I'm not going to set that with any powder or anything because I still want the concealer to be tacky so that it grabs onto whatever shadow I put on top of it. So I'm going to take this e.l.f. brush. This is just another flat, more fluffy brush than what we just used. And I'm going to go into this like burgundy shimmery shade. So it should look something little like that. You can see the fallout that I had, so I'm going to go ahead and clean that up, redo the concealer, and then we'll move on to the next step. I also think I want to bring a little bit of the smokiness down on the lower lash line as well, so I'm just going to go ahead and follow the same color pattern that we did on the top of the lash, and then I think I need to go in with the rest of the look, the fun parts. So I'm just using a Mehron Paradise water activated paint in white. So now that I have gone in with a few layers of the white paint, I'm gonna go ahead and do the red paint in between, and hopefully I can use the red paint to try to clean up these side parts from the white. Wish me luck. It's a little bit harder than I was expecting. All I'm doing now is just taking, I don't even know what type of brush this is, honestly, but this is a Morphe M705, and I'm just going to take this with a little bit of my foundation on the back of my hand, just so that I can clean up the drips of my skin a little bit more. I'm just gonna go right back into my James Charles palette and grab one of the brown shades for the shading under the skin where there would be a little bit of space or a little bit of change in depth.
Which brush do I want to use?
Alright, I'm just gonna go in with this crown brush. It's like a little pencil brush, I think, in order to do the shading, the shadowing under the skin. All I'm doing is just dipping into a little bit of kind of a warm brown, and I'm kind of pushing the shade in the deepest shaded area of the skin. It's kind of hard to explain, but I think by doing that and then pulling the brush down like this, it almost purposely puts the most pigmentation within the deepest part of the crevice here, and then it pulls that shading down. So the color that I was using the whole time was just this corner brown color, and I'm gonna go with the color right underneath it just to deepen up some of the parts a little bit more. Now what I want to do to add the highlight in the skin, since we just added the depth, is take that white Mehron Paradise paint again and just lightly go over some of the top of the lines to make it look like the skin is a little bit more lifted. My camera died. So I'm a little bit more progressed than the last time you guys saw me, but that's okay because I kind of needed to test out my crown anyway, and I'm pretty confident with it. It doesn't seem like it's going to move. So what I used was the Ben Nye Nose and Scar Wax. But before I use the Scar Wax, just to make sure it sticks a little bit better, I got this, I don't know if it's pronounced Woochie or Wookie spirit gum from the Halloween store. And I'm just going to put that on the skin first, again, just to make sure I have that extra adherence. Do not get this in your hair. Then I'm going to take the little ball that I created of Scar Wax and I'm just going to push it right next to where we have the other crown. I'm just start shaping it, make it flush to the skin so that it looks as realistic as possible. And I don't know if you can tell, but with the Vaseline that I have on my fingers, it just allows the Scar Wax just to almost look seamless against the skin. Now I already put latex on the neighboring candy cane, which I kind of wish I would have waited to do because I don't know if you know, but once latex has set and dried, it's really hard to work around. And now I just take probably the next longest candy cane stick that I have and just stick it right in there. I didn't see anybody else do this, so it's original. Hi. As you can tell, things turned out a little bit different than what I was expecting. This is the final look. I call this, a mess. So here we have it. This is the completed look. I call this Queen of Peppermint Mocha. Originally, I was just going to do Peppermint Queen or Candyland Queen or something like that, but one thing led to another. I found zombie blood and I thought it was going to be red, so I was expecting to have like a candy drip, but instead it was brown. We are now Peppermint Mocha and not just peppermint, which is okay because I'm a huge fan of Peppermint Mocha. I'm sorry that you weren't able to watch me finish the look. Unfortunately, I had a couple of mishaps with primarily the Scar Wax on my forehead. As you saw in the last clip, this one completely flipped over and then this one started to come off and it was just a mess. I feel like I look really creepy, but I feel like even if you didn't know what the theme of the look is, you would say, wow, she looks like Peppermint Mocha. I hope. Anyway, I hope that you liked the bit of the tutorial that I was able to give you on this look, and if you do end up recreating it, please let me know. I'd love to see it. I've never seen this version at all on any type of a peppermint makeup look. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you return back to my channel. Time to go make me a peppermint mocha. Bye!